Yes. See, Nana, in previous class, we are discussing about the heat engine. No? Yes. In heat engine, we have discussed that there will be one source will be there. And this source, it is maintained at a temperature T1 always. From this source, a working substance takes some heat energy. Working substance takes some heat energy, let us imagine Q1, and it will eject some heat energy to sink, and this sink is always maintained at a temperature T2, and this emits a heat energy Q2 to the sink. Now this working substance will perform some work done. That work done is given as Q1 minus Q2. How much heat energy it will utilize, that much work will be done by the working substance. Yeah. Okay. Now every heat engine will have some efficiency, Nana. Efficiency. We will denote this with letter neta. Efficiency neta is defined as work done by heat engine per unit absorption of heat energy. Okay, how much heat energy it is taking, and by taking that heat energy, how much work it can perform. That we call it as efficiency. That means efficiency we can write it as work done is nothing but Q1 minus Q2. So Q1 minus Q2 by Q1 heat energy absorbed by the working substance. Still it can be written as Q1 by Q1 minus Q2 by Q1. This Q1 by Q1 cancel, you will get efficiency is equal to 1 minus Q2 by Q1. Very important formula, you need to remember this. What is Q2 here? Q2 is heat energy which is ejected to the sink. What is Q1 here? Q1 is heat energy which is absorbed by the working substance from the source. Okay, this formula you need to remember, Nana, about the working substance. It is very important. Clear? Now this working, this efficiency means how much output power it can give. Okay, this efficiency depends upon heat energy it is absorbing, how much heat energy it is absorbing, and how much it is rejecting to the sink. And second thing is, what is the nature of the working substance? Different working substance will give different efficiency. For example, you take a diesel engine and petrol engine. Diesel engine will have efficiency of 26% only, whereas petrol engine will have efficiency of 26% only, whereas diesel engine will have 40% of efficiency. Means efficiency depends upon the working substance that we will use in a heat engine. Clear? And formula for the efficiency is, it is work done or work performed by the heat engine per unit absorption of heat energy. Work done by Q1. Q1 means what? Heat energy absorbed by the working substance from the source. Okay. So neta can be written as Q1 minus Q2 by Q1 is, and it can be written as 1 minus Q2 by Q1. Notice this one. Neta can be written as 1 minus Q2 by Q1 is. This you need to remember the formula. Very important formula, Anna. Remember this. Okay. Yes. Now, next we will discuss about the Carnot cycle of heat engine. Carnot's heat engine cycle. Let us discuss about this one. See, this is a Carnot heat engine. This is an ideal heat engine, Anna. So it will have a maximum efficiency. Carnot is the name of the scientist. He has given one cycle of operations for any heat engine. Okay, and according to Carnot, every heat engine will have a source. See, I am drawing a diagram here. It will have a source. Which is maintained at a temperature T1. and it will have a stand, the two insulated stand. What is this one? It will have one stand, Nana. Okay, it is called as insulated stand, and it will have one sink. It will have one sink like this. This will be always maintained at a temperature T2. T2 is less than T1. Okay, and this it will have one cylinder, Nana, that I am showing you. And this cylinder is fitted with ideal gas, let us suppose. Okay, and these walls are adiabatic walls. Adiabatic walls means, you know, heat energy cannot exchange. Okay, yes, and this it will be fitted with a piston like this. One piston will be there here. Okay, yes, this is also adiabatic wall. Okay, sorry, same color I will show you. This is adiabatic wall. Okay, whereas this one you take this one. This is conducting base. This cylinder will have here this base. This base will be conducting only this part, this much. This is a conducting base. Okay, clear? Here gas will be filled, ideal gas, let us suppose, and this is a conducting base. This is what, Nana? Piston, cylinder piston. Okay, gas will be filled here. Okay, now first thing, source, what it will do, Nana? Source work is it will supply heat energy to the gas. That's it. Okay, now sink, it will absorb heat energy from the gas. Okay, whatever it will absorb or whatever the source gives to the heat energy to the cylinder, and whatever the sink absorb from the cylinder, their temperature should not change. Means source and sink both will be having higher specific heat capacity values, so that their temperature, source is giving some temperature to the gas, even though its temperature will not change. That means we are taking source to be at a highest specific capacity value. In the same way, sink also, it will absorb heat energy from the gas. Okay, even though its temperature will not change, means it is also having higher specific capacity. These are the two works of the source and sink. Okay, now this conducting base, this cylinder, gas cylinder fitted with piston, and this cylinder will be filled with ideal gas, and the base of the cylinder will be conducting. Okay, means gas is a working substance here now. Okay, now first what we will do in a Carnot cycle is, first we will take this one cylinder and we will place it on a source. First step, what we will do? Place cylinder we will place cylinder on source. Okay, so what will happen, Nana? See here, when we place this cylinder on the source, what will happen? Source will give some heat energy to the gas. Clear? And we will allow a slow expansion of gas. Slowly gas will expand. If there is a slow expansion of gas, what will happen? Temperature will be constant. Temperature will be remains constant. Slow expansion is isothermal process, I told you. Okay, clear? First thing what we will do is, we will place the cylinder on the source and we will allow the gas to expand slowly. We will allow the gas to expand slowly. Clear? Now what happened? Gas will expand. Clear? So due to this reason, I'll take one indicator diagram here. Yes, see here I am taking indicator diagram like this. X-axis, y-axis, origin. Let us take, this is the initial state I am taking, okay, where pressure of the gas is P1, volume of the gas is V1. Let us suppose pressure of the gas is P1 and volume of the gas is V1. Okay, from here I am taking temperature constant, means by keeping the temperature constant, if you give heat energy, what will happen? Gas will expand. Okay, means volume will increase. So that means temperature is constant. That means it is undergoing isothermal process. It undergoes isothermal process. From stage A to stage B, it will come, where pressure is P2, volume is V2. But what is happening? What about temperature? T will be constant. That means it is an isothermal process. Okay, first point is isothermal process. Means what we are doing here? What we are doing here? Here we will place the cylinder on a source. Source will give heat energy to the gas, working substance. Working substance allows expand slowly. Means temperature remains constant. Means it is an isothermal process. So in this isothermal process, what is happening, Nana? Temperature is constant and volume is increasing from V1 to V2. That means some work will be performed. How much work will be performed? How much heat energy working substance is giving, that much work will be performed. But I am taking W1. We know in isothermal process, work done for ideal gas equation or 1 mole of gas is RT log to the base E V final by V initial. This derivation we did, isothermal process. 2.303 RT log V2 by V1, V final by V initial, we have written equation. Isothermal processes, once you recall that. Okay, so this is the work done in stage A to stage B, in going a gas, expanding a gas from A to B. Let us take, this is equation number 1. Okay, now what we will do? We will remove from the source the conducting base, means this cylinder we will remove from the source and we will keep it on a stand, insulated stand. It is a insulated stand. On insulated stand we will place it. Then what happened? These 3 corners, 1, 2, these 3 corners are adiabatic walls, and this stand also adiabatic wall. Means what will happen? Total gas inside the cylinder will be isolated from the surrounding. Means no exchange of heat energy will take place. Okay, clear? No exchange of heat energy means adiabatic process will happen. Now in adiabatic process also, again in adiabatic process, we will allow to expand it. Still, first it will expand from A to B, from V1 to V2. Now we will remove from the source and we will keep that cylinder on a insulated stand. Still, we will allow the gas for expansion. This time expansion will be due to adiabatic. This time it is expanding from B to, let us imagine, C, where pressure is P3, volume is V3. 2 point C we have got. This process is called as adiabatic process. Second process is adiabatic process. In this case, we are not giving any heat energy to the gas because it is insulated from the surrounding, but some work is done. That work is done due to adiabatic process. We know due to adiabatic process, work done is formula is R T1 minus T2 by gamma minus 1. Here temperature will change here. See, as the gas is expanding from B to C, heat energy remains constant, but temperature will change. Temperature will decrease. Clear? Yeah. So work done in that case is given like this. This, imagine W1, this will be W2. This is given as R T1 minus T2 by gamma minus 1. This is work done in adiabatic process. Previous classes, once you see, you will get formula. Okay, work done in adiabatic process is R into, R is real gas equation, T1 minus T2. T1 is initial temperature, T2 is the final temperature, divided by gamma minus 1. Gamma means, you know, Cp by Cp value, Cp by Cv value. Okay, so this will happen in adiabatic process. Now again, we will remove it from insulated stand. We'll place it on a sink. Sink, what will happen? The gas will transfer heat energy from energy to the sink now. Gas will transfer heat energy to the sink now. Clear? So due to that, what happened? Anna? Compression will take place. Whenever heat energy is removed from the gas, a compression will be there. And this time we will allow the gas to compress slowly. Okay, means again isothermal process. Isothermal compression we will take place like this. C2D, let us suppose. Yes, here. C2D it came. Where pressure is P4, volume is V4. But temperature will be constant here in this case. Temperature will be constant. Okay. It is compression, isothermal compression will take place. What we are doing? We are removing the cylinder from insulated stand and we will place it on a sink. Then what happened? Gas will transfer heat energy to the sink. Means compression, means cooling process will take place. During this cooling process, gas will compress, means volume will decrease. See here, I am showing you volume is decreasing like this. Okay. Yeah. Again, it is isothermal process. Clear? Yes. So for this isothermal process, we know work done formula. Third point, we are giving some heat energy Q2, Q2, and this will be nothing but work done, that is W3, and it will be equal to minus integration of PdV. Minus indicate it is a compression process. From where to where this compression is taking place, from V3 to V4. So that's why we need to write V3 to V4. Clear enough? Okay. Yes. Now this can be written as RT, and this temperature is now T2 log to the base E V3 by V4 will write. Okay, this minus sign I am removing. By removing this minus sign, this limits I am exchanging. Do you know this formula is there in isothermal process? RT log V final by V initial. Actually, V final is V4, V initial is V3, but here minus sign is there. This minus sign came due to compression. That's why these limits are changed, V3 to V4. Are you understanding what I am saying? Okay. So from C to D, when the gas is compressing, the work done will be there, heat energy will be there, that will be minus Q2, and that is given as RT2 log V3 by V4. And here also, here temperature will be T1 Nana. Okay. Students, are you getting what I am saying? Okay. Now, last point, what we will do is, we will remove from the sink again and we will keep on an insulated stand. This working substance means this cylinder, we will remove it from a sink and we will place it on a stand. Again, what happened? Total gas will be isolated from its surrounding. All four sides are made up of adiabatic walls, means no exchange of heat energy takes place again. So whenever there is no exchange of heat energy takes place, what will happen? Adiabatic process takes place. Now here, in this case, we will allow the gas to compress still to go to initial state A. Okay, like this. V4 to V1 will take place. This is also again compression. This compression is called as adiabatic compression. Okay, clear? So this adiabatic compression work done can be given as here work done in fourth process, adiabatic process, work done W4 can be given as R T1 minus T2 by gamma minus 1. Okay, this is the fourth process. Now, totally, how much heat energy that we have supplied? Okay, let us check. Total heat energy that we have supplied is Q1, or otherwise, totally how much work we have done? Let us check. Okay, in four processes in Carnot cycle, A to B, B to C, C to D, D to A, total four processes, how much work we have performed? That is given as W1 plus W2 minus W3 minus W4. Why this minus minus? Because third, fourth process are compression processes. See your graph. Third process is compression, volume is decreasing. Fourth process also compression, volume is decreasing. Okay, somewhat like this, volume is decreasing. Okay, yes. Wait, I'll show you clearly. Fourth process also, it will be like this. Volume is decreasing. Clear? Yes. Now, for that, total work done will be written as W1 plus W2 minus W3 minus W4. This is the total work done. Okay. Now, see, W1 is what? No, what I have written? W1 is I have written Q1. See this. W1 I have written here Q1. Okay. So let us write that as Q1 as it is. Plus W2 value, what I have written? No? W2 value. W2 value is R T1 minus T2 by gamma minus 1. I'll write that W2 minus W3 value here only. It is Q2 minus W4 value R T1 minus T2 by gamma minus 1. Again, it is W4. As W2 and W4 are equal, these two will cancel out. Sorry, these two will cancel out. Okay. Now, total work done which is performed is nothing but Q1 minus Q2. That already we have discussed. Okay. Yes. Now, efficiency of that heat engine is given as efficiency is nothing but total work done by heat energy absorbed. Total work done is nothing but Q1 minus Q2 divided by Q1. So it can be written as neta is equal to 1 minus Q2 by Q1. Yes. See this formula 1 minus Q2 value what? Now you check. Q2 value is RT2 log V3 by V4. Let us write that one. RT2 log V3 by V4 divided by Q1 value what? Yes, Q1 value is RT1 log V2 by V1. RT1 log V2 by V1. RR cancel. You'll get efficiency neta is equal to 1 minus T2 log V3 by V4 divided by T1 log V2 by V1. Okay, clear? Up to this point, I think so you are getting. Yes. Now, one point here we need to take care. That point is, I'll take one more slide. Say first process is what, Nana? Yes, I'll go back to that slide. First process is what? Isothermal process. For isothermal process, what we can write, Nana? For isothermal process, we can write for first process, P1 V1 should be equal to P2 V2. Why? Because it is isothermal process. Because it is isothermal process. Clear? Yes. And here P1 is P1, V1 is V1 only. And final volumes are V2 and P2. Okay. Now, second process is what, Nana? Adiabatic process. For adiabatic process, we know P V power gamma is equal to constant. And initial state is from P2. P2 V2 power gamma should be equal to P3 V3 power gamma we can write because it is a adiabatic process. Okay. And third process is what, Nana? Again isothermal process. And this isothermal process is taking place from P3 V3 to P4 V4 C to D. Okay. So we can write P3 V3 should be equal to P4 V4 we can write because it is a isothermal compression, isothermal process. Okay. And fourth is again adiabatic process. And this adiabatic process is taking place from P4 V4 to P1 V1. So according to adiabatic process equation, P4 V4 power gamma should be equal to P1 V1 power gamma because it is a adiabatic process. Adiabatic process. Okay. Now, by combining all these four equations, what we can write? We can write P1 V1. Next, here left hand side I am writing all. Okay. P2 V2 power gamma is there. That I am writing P2 V2 power gamma. And next, what is there, Nana? P3 V3 P4 V4 gamma is there. Right hand side P2 V2 is there. P2 V2 is there. And next P1 P3 V3 power gamma, P3 V3 power gamma. Next, what is there, Nana? Here, see, P4 V4 is there, that I am writing. P4 V4. Next, what is there, Nana? P1 V1 power gamma. Yes, P1 V1 power gamma. So what I have done is, these four equations I have written here, 1, 2, 3, 4. These all four equations I am multiplying. Left hand side I am multiplying, right hand side also I am multiplying, so that we will get this equation. Now, here P1 is there, here also P1 is there, cancel. Here P2 is there, here also P2 is there, cancel. Here P3 is there, here also P3 is there, cancel. Here P4, here also P4 is there, cancel. What you will left? V1, V2 power gamma, V3, V4 power gamma is there this side. Here V2, V3 power gamma, V4, V1 power gamma is there. Okay. Now all gamma terms one side, let us bring. Okay. Yeah. Let us check. V1 is there, here V1 power gamma is there. Okay. I'll write this one, V1 power gamma divided by V1. I'll write. Okay. Next. Here V2 power gamma is there. I'll bring this V2 this side by V2. Okay. Here V4 power gamma is there. I'll bring that V4 this side by V4. Here V3 power gamma is there. I'll bring that down V3 this side. Okay. Yes. Now V2 power gamma by V2. It will become V2 power gamma minus 1. Next, V4 power gamma minus 1 is equal to V3 power gamma minus 1, V1 power gamma minus 1 we can write. Still, this we can write it as V2 V4 power gamma minus 1 should be equal to V3 V1 power gamma minus 1 we can write. Okay, after this, as these powers are equal, bases should be equal, means V2 V4 should be equal to V3 V1. Okay. Yes, now we have got one equation, V2 and V4 should be equal to V1 and V3. Okay, now V2 by V1 is what? V2 by V1 is nothing but V3 by V4. Okay, now you see this equation. Now this equation, here you keep V3 by V4 should be equal to V2 by V1. No, yes, yeah. V3 by V4, V2 by V1. Efficiency we have got 1 minus T2 log V3 by V4 divided by T1 log V2 by V1. Okay, as V2 by V1 and V3 by V4 both are equal, these two will cancel, means you will get efficiency as 1 minus T2 by T1. Yes, this is what we want for solving objective questions. Okay, now at the end we have got efficiency formula as 1 minus Q2 by Q1. It is also equal to 1 minus T2 by T1. Yes, this formula we need to remember for solving objective questions. Clear, students? Yes. Now, by comparing these two equations, we can write Q2 by Q1 should be equal to T2 by T1. Yes or no? Check once. If these two are equal, means 1 cancel, minus cancel. You will get Q2 by Q1 will be equal to T2 by T1. This is also important. You need to remember this. Okay, clear? Yes. Now let us solve one simple question. I'll give you one simple question. Let us try to solve that question. Okay. Yes. Now I'm trying to give you question. I'm writing on board. Try to solve it. Okay. Now question is, there is one Carnot engine. Sorry, a Carnot engine. Engine is there, and it takes 3 into 10 to the power of 6 calories of heat from a reservoir at 627 degrees centigrade, and gives it to a sink at 27 degrees centigrade. Find work done by engine. How much work will be done by the engine? This is the question. Let us try to solve it. Question, they have given that there is one Carnot engine is there, and this engine is taking 3 into 10 to the power of 6 calories of energy from one source, one reservoir, and that reservoir is maintained at a temperature of 627 degrees centigrade, and it rejects some heat energy to the sink, that is 27 degrees centigrade. Then what is the work done? They're asking. Okay, yeah, we know work done formula. Answer, we know work done formula is W is equal to Q1 minus Q2. Q1 is given, but Q2 not given. Now what to do for finding Q2? First find Q2. How to find? We know Q2 by Q1, just now I have written, is equal to T2 by T1. Yes, see here, we know Q1 given, T2 we know, T1 we know. Yes, because they are given. So Q2 will be equal to T2 by T1 into Q1. T2 value how much? T2 value is 27. T1 value how much? T1 value is 627 into Q1 value 3 into 10 to the power of 6 calories. You'll get Q2. Okay. And one thing what we need to do here is directly we should not substitute. Directly we should not substitute the values. First T1 value how much given, Anna? 627 degrees centigrade. Convert into Kelvin. It will become 627 plus 273. Total how much, Anna? 900 Kelvin. Correct? Yes. It will become 900 Kelvin. T2 value how much, Anna? 27 degrees plus 273 degrees. Will become 300 Kelvin. Now it will be easy to calculate. T1 value is 900. T2 value is sorry. T2 value is 300. T1 value is 900 into Q1 value 3 into 10 to the power of 6 calories. 2 zeros cancel. 3 ones are 3 threes are 3 ones are 3 threes are. Means you will get Q2 as 10 to the power of 6 calories. You will get Q2 as 10 to the power of 6 calories. Substitute here, you will get the answer. 3 into 10 to the power of 6 calories minus 10 to the power of 6 calories. You will get answer 2 into 10 to the power of 6 calories. Did you understand? So this formula is useful for you and this formula is useful for you. And they may ask you efficiency also. Efficiency formula 1 minus Q2 by Q1. If they'll ask efficiency, what is the answer? Efficiency is 1 minus Q2 by Q1, or it will be 1 minus T2 by T1. 1 minus T2 value how much given, Anna? 300. T1 value 900. It will be equal to 1 minus 1 by 3. Correct? 2 zeros cancel. Yes. 1 minus 1 by 3 means nothing but 2 by 3. Efficiency of the jet engine will be 2 by 3. Like this we can find. Okay, students? Okay, students, will continue in next class. We'll continue in next class. Okay, bye.